Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another unboxing video. This is Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, the 35th Anniversary Super Deluxe Edition box set. I'm going to show you what's in the box and then I'm going to give you a very honest opinion of what I think about this. I am a Motley Crue fan. So I'm not coming at it just from looking at the box. I've been given the box to review, but my review is going to be completely honest on what I think and how it could have been better, and is it value for money. So let's have a look inside the box. This is Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue. This is a look inside the deluxe, super deluxe edition box set, which is available in two formats, CD and vinyl. There's nothing written on any of the sides of the box, and there is nothing on the back at all. So I'll take it off and show you what was on the inside. So here you can see the listing of what is included. It's Ladies and Gentlemen, Come and Play with Dr. Feelgood. It's the original album remastered on CD, the Dr. Feelgood demos on CD, the Dr. Feelgood live tracks on CD, a 24-page book with never before seen published pictures, live and behind the scenes photos, an 18 times 24-inch reimagined album art poster, replica backstage pass, a replica live show handbill, a 16-page Dr. Feelgood tour itinerary booklet, press kit folder, original press release, an 8x10 press photo, a medical office envelope with string enclosure, and a guitar pick. I'm not going to say much more about that at this stage. I'll leave all that till the main review. So let's have a look. I just want to shall I show you what was the other side of it? This was stuck on the back of the book. So there's a sticker on the front if you're buying this from the shelves, and it will basically say this: Dr. Feelgood Deluxe CD box set, 6-time platinum album. So I've just kept that in the lid. So when you basically open the box, everything is loose. This isn't one of these slipcase boxes. So this is the medical envelope with string. So let's unwind that so you can feel part of it. In this are some goodies. One is a Whiskey A Go Go Hollywood presents Come Play with Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue. So that's a replica sheet. I can imagine it must have been a big post on the side of a wall. They weren't sticking those on lampposts at that stage, I wouldn't have thought. For those of you who've still got a denim jacket, you have a patch you can now sew on. There's also the guest pass as well, which has a sticky label. The plectrum. The CDs, this is the original album in a redesigned distressed sleeve. They've got little inner covers as well. I'll just show you the design for completion. The design on the covers are thus. So that's the original album, 35 years on. Then we have the demos. I think these are the same. No, they're different design. That's the demos. Then the live, which is the same design as the demos. The world tour itinerary, which shows you the dates, who's in the band, who is part of the crew, tour information. A lot of it obviously redacted because it's old phone numbers and etc. and day off, and that is that. The press cover is obviously a new design. Then we've got a made to look older press release with the browning around the edges. I guess, you see, if this was, I believe it's real, but this would have had the name and address of the press agent who did this at the time. Can't believe everyone in those days was still using this terrible type font, but there you go. That's from the 9th, 1989. And that's on one side. And then we have a photograph of the guys there from that time. And then sitting underneath there is the poster. which I won't need to bring up separately. It's not that big, to be honest, but it's a large picture of the cover that you've seen on the new CD sleeve. And then underneath that is the book, which has a bit of blurb from Bob Rock, and then the pictures with artificial beer stains on them, the lyrics to the songs, to each song, going through them. And then I'll say what I think about this when we get to the other end. We're coming almost to the end now. Time for a change. And then the album stats and credits, where you got to in the charts, mastering engineer Andy Pierce, etc. And underneath the box, there's a feeling that this base of the box is being raised. I guess they're using the same design box for the vinyl one, so this is probably not there. So there's more depth in the box. But as they put the CDs in to use the same shape box, that's how that has been done. So that is Motley Crue's deluxe of Dr. Feelgood, and now I'll tell you what I think. So that is Motley Crue, 35th anniversary edition of Dr. Feelgood in a giant vinyl shaped box set. There are two versions of this. There is a CD version and there is a vinyl version. Right, first things first, so you know about where I'm coming from on this. I am a Motley Crue fan. I can take you back to when the first album came out, and I bought that on leather records. And I was one of the first people in the pub called the Costermonger in Birmingham to have a copy. I'd got it from a record fair. It was at a time in the early 80s when trying to discover the latest rock music, heavy metal that was coming out of America was like a sport. You know, the shift away from the UK to what was going on in the USA was massive. Going through the import bins at Virgin, trying to find the next new thing. You know, the Bean Twisted Sister, and now there was Motley Crue. And that first album I thought was absolutely amazing. And then the next one, Shout to the Devil, I thought was fantastic. Those two are brilliant. In fact, so when I've also reviewed on this channel the vinyl box set with these distressed redone covers, Shout at the Devil 1983, Too Fast for Love, those are my favourites. I'll admit that Theatre of Pain I felt was a real case of the sun got in their eyes and they dropped the ball. Apart from a couple of tracks, didn't do anything. And Girls, Girls, Girls from 1987 was a massive hit, but I didn't really like that either. And so I'd kind of drifted away from them until 1989, when rock was probably at its most extravagant in taste, I guess. I heard the track Dr. Feelgood. And of course, it had heavily been influenced by Killing Joke with that rhythm. But of course, the Crue with Bob Rock turned it into something completely different. And it was an immense album, Dr. Feelgood is a fantastic record. I really, really like it. I also really like box sets. I love super deluxe box sets. And I get very enthusiastic about them. And so anything I say now is not about the music or the band. The album sold by the boatload. It was one of the most successful albums they ever did. The tour lasted for ages. So we're celebrating the Dr. Feelgood album. This album has been remastered and remastered and remastered and put out in different deluxe sets over the times. So this has got to be something really special. You've seen inside the box. Now we need a reference point. The vinyl set is about £160 and the CD set is about £120. Okay. So what do we have in that ballpark that's come out recently? If I can find one to hand, this will be really quick. Queen, £150. It comes with the vinyl, comes with a book that's that thick, as you've seen in my review. You can catch it anywhere on this channel. It also comes with 6 CDs and lots of paraphernalia as well. I suppose what I'm trying to say is a box set. It's not like buying. There were box sets that have like, it's the complete album series, but they're about the 40, 50, 60 pound mark. And it's got a little booklet in it. When you get to this level of box set, it has to have a wow factor. It's not like buying a CD or an album, a vinyl album, whether it's CD. You get it and I'm really pleased to have it. But something like this, I've literally got to take the lid off the box. This is the outer box that the thing comes in and go, wow. Mark the Hooples, All the Young Dudes did that. It comes with an enormous hardback book packed full of information. It comes with a memorabilia pack full of posters, photographs, etc. It comes with the vinyl and it comes with the CDs. Argus by Wishbone Ash did that. Alan Parsons did that, and that was 110. The Motley Crue, the Motley Hoople one was about 120. Who's next? Absolutely enormous. 10 discs, including a Blu-ray. Many of what I've shown you has got a Blu-ray in. 2 giant books. Now, this was a lot of money, £190 I paid for it. And I did feel a bit ripped off because the price dropped to about 120, which is the same price as this is now for the CD version. But it still has the wow factor. My first observations are that this should have been a multi-format box. There is no reason for a vinyl version of this and a CD version to exist separately. This should just all be in the same box. In the CD box, there is room. The depth has been halved by the way that the back of the box has been put together. So you could have easily put the vinyl in there, and then you would only need to make the one box. I think the reason why the CD box set is the same shape as the vinyl one is because they didn't want to design another box. The box set for the CD should have been the same as the Black Sabbath deluxe sets, the same as the recent Whitesnake one. BMG do those all the time. I think Sabbath is a good example, or Bet Bogan and a Peach. That kind of box set, the Tony Martin Year Sabbath set, that shape. That's what it needed to be. It did not need to be in a box that big. And because they're using the same box design for the vinyl, I feel it's a bit of a mess. Now, do the ingredients of this box set warrant the £120 for the CD and £160 for the vinyl? Again, the fact that the box has not been designed for the CDs means that the CDs is put in this little medical envelope with the little tie you can use here, which is in the blurb in the box, as if that's part of one of the attractions of it. And inside this, is the plectrum, which is fine. I have to say, whenever I get a box set that's a deluxe box set, and the first thing that happens when I take out that box is it rattles, I never think that's a good sign. A deluxe box set shouldn't rattle. The bits inside shouldn't move about. So we have a flyer I've just seen, so I know I'm showing you some things again. We have the album, which is 45 minutes long. We have the demos. This disc is 20 minutes long. So those demos could have stuck on the end of the original album. If I'm really being pernickety, you could have put those demo tracks on the end of the album. Some people don't like that. They like to have them separate, but it's 20 minutes. The live stuff is 26 minutes long. Where is the rest of the gig? They didn't just go out that night, and just think, we're only going to record the tracks from the latest album. Forget the rest. So where is the rest of the gig? Surely they could have easily just put the rest of the gig on there. Whichever way you look at this, those demos could be on here. This is a 2 CD set. This is a 2 CD set. That's £120. I have a patch. Okay. And I have a guest sticker as well. Before you think I'm criticising what all these bits of paraphernalia, I'm not. I'm someone that loved the marbles in the Wishbone Ash, in the Pink Floyd immersion sets. I love stuff like that. Some people call it tat. I don't. I love it. But I just think for the price point, my expectations are going up. This is going to have a wow factor. We have the press pack, which obviously isn't a real press pack because the design is different. And when we have the artificially aged press release with no, I mean, you know, the name of the management company could still be there, with one photograph. They obviously took more than one photograph during the time they were on tour for this album. There could have been some live shots. The poster, which is just this on the front cover of the box reimagined, that could be a live shot. There could have been 2 posters, couldn't there, of live photographs. Then we've got the itinerary. It's okay, it's different, but it's not adding to it. And then the most disappointing thing of all is this tiny booklet, flimsy booklet, which compared with all the other box sets I've shown you, really is just not up to it. And I'm saying here, because the blurb on the back of the box is superb. Original album remastered on CD again. Doesn't say the word again, sorry I did that. 24-page book we'd never seen before, photographs and behind-the-scenes photos. Okay. I mean, you've seen in this, so I don't need to show you, but as we open up the first page, you've seen you've got a little bit of handwritten essay by Bob Rock, who basically, you know, fairly large font with a picture of the band that I've definitely seen before, with pretend beer stains on the photographs, and all the lyrics are larger than they would normally be, as you saw, but they were all basically on the original album cover. So you've got a booklet with the lyrics all over, printed over some of these photographs that are technically supposed to be rare. The photographs themselves are produced in a way to make them look edgy, but they're just not clear. And that is what the booklet is. Now, I made some notes about what I felt could have been better, so let me know what you think in the comments. And I know for those of you who are absolutely uber Motley Crue fans, you've bought this and hopefully you're very happy with it. My job here is to be open and honest to think what could have been done to make it better. It doesn't, you know, the Queen set was £160, and I was very lucky. One of my patrons gifted that to me, and someone said to me in the comments, Phil, if they hadn't done it, would you have bought it? If I had the money, I would have bought that. It felt like it was worth it. Everything else that I've shown you, I bought it because it felt like it was worth the money. It had the wow factor. I don't feel that this has. For example, what else could have been put in it? The tour program. Tour programs being put into these kind of box sets is quite normal. Reproducing the tour program from the time, somebody must have had one somewhere. I know the original print plates have long gone, but doing a facsimile of it, surely that could have been done. More photographs. You know, the booklet could have been a hardback book, a softback book, but with more behind the scenes. These guys are on tour forever promoting this. There must be lots of photographs that they could have used. Press cuttings, reviews from around the world of where they played, you know, of the tour dates, actual reviews of the album when it came out. And, of course, the band involvement, which is probably one of the things that sticks out the most in nearly everything that I've shown you in the other box sets. And I've deliberately picked more recent box sets that basically are dedicated to a single album release, is that somebody in the band is involved, going through their archives, talking about what it was like recording the albums, how the writing sessions went. There's a lot of stuff here that could be done. The way this has been put together gives the impression that the band weren't bothered, or they weren't asked. You know, they're too busy. I think, well, I've done this before. How many times have we got to talk about this? Where's the Blu-ray? Could we have remixed it? Maybe Bob Rock thinks, well, it sounds great anyway. It does. But Dolby Atmos, would that have made an edge? Would have given it an edge, perhaps? The vinyl set should have been in there. The vinyl copy of the album should have been in this set. There was no need to have 2 separate format sets. Do you really think that people are going to spend £300 on buying both? I don't think so. So you've cut off, instead of probably selling more, you're probably selling potentially less of them. Memories. You could have reached out to maybe the Motley Crue fan club and asked people who were on the tour, what was it like? Maybe they've got their own photographs of what it was like, taking pictures of themselves going towards the venue. All these things are things that bring together the experience of being part of something. There are so many ways of giving these sort of box sets the wow factor, so they just sell. And song by song analysis. It could have been if the band didn't want to do it. It could have been somebody, a fan club. Somebody could have given a bit of an overview of how the album sat socially in amongst everything that was going on there. But I feel, as a Motley Crue fan, that this is not added value. My background is in marketing, so this is something I feel really strongly about. And now Spinning Magazine, I love physical media. The whole idea is to promote physical media, to help record companies know that we are, as an audience, will buy, the stuff as they put it out. There is a whole chunk of people that don't see streaming as everything they want to do in music. They want to have the stuff around them, collect music. We are passionate about physical music. But I do feel that sometimes the labels need to actually probably reach out to people like me and the other YouTube channels or other online portals and actually say, we're thinking of doing a box set on X, Y, and Z. Have you got any thoughts about what we could probably include? Because we know that some of the fan base have probably bought this stuff before. I mean, what kind of thing could we possibly include in it? Ask. The other thing is, as saying, I've been in marketing. I've been involved in marketing and music my whole life, but I've also been involved in marketing in hospitality and hotels and stuff. And the reason why I bring that up, I remember being with a very large hotel chain talking about their special offers. And there was a whole team of people around the table going, well, we could add a bottle of champagne to get people staying. So no, not champagne, Prosecco. They won't know the difference. Just put that in, and we could do this and we could do that. Put chocolates, and we'll charge 30 quid for them or something. And I remember stopping the conversation and saying, of the offer we're putting together, how many people around this table would actually book that? How many of you would actually, you yourselves, book and take your family on that? And no one put their hand up. People thought that the people they were trying to sell to would do that, but they themselves, no. The thing is that the people that put this together are the same people that buy it. Technically, we are just all the same people. I think I'm probably completely wrong on this. But I think we can start to think, as you market things and put things together, well, put this together, that'll do. We put a plectrum in there, we'll put a patch in. That'll be fine. They'll love that. You need to think whether it's Motley Crue or it's Ed Sheeran or wherever it is, or it's the latest person who's shifting tons of units. Would you buy it? Would you look at this and think, wow, this is going to completely blow them away when they see this? When they see this, it's just going to fly off the shelves because we've really pulled out all the stops on this. Or have we thought, they'll do it, they'll buy anything, these people? And that's really how it feels. Great album. And it certainly was. In the scheme of Motley Crue albums, it is one of my favourites. There are three. The first one, Too Fast for Love, Shout at the Devil, and this. And this has got the best sound. This is the best sounding one. They had hit their very peak of where they were heading. Whatever we think of, Mick Mars, great guitar player, understated, great riffs, probably some brilliant riffs. Vince Neil, obviously, is a showman. He was picked, they were looking for someone like Dave Lee Roth. This band was put together. Watch The Dirt, the movie. It's fantastic. But I just feel that the way the back catalogue has been managed, and this, I feel, could have been better. I know there are other reviews where people have said there's some great extras in here, but I'm comparing it with other super deluxe sets which feature one record, because that's what this is and that's what it's competing against. And I think if I can put this against other things I've seen recently, whether it's Motley Crue or The Who or Alan Parsons, all the things I was seeing, the recent Queen one, which is it's in the same ballpark as that, and it doesn't come close. This is a 2 CD set that should have been around 30-40 quid, and the book needs to be expanded. The vinyl set, you're getting 2 vinyl EPs and a vinyl album, which you've probably already got. I'm sorry if this has sounded negative for those of you thinking about it, but if you really want this, then go get it. But if you're I'm not quite sure, and that's the other thing I want to finish on. This box set is not aimed at people who are curious about Motley Crue. People who are curious about Motley Crue are going to stream the best of or the most popular tracks first. They might go and buy a CD, or but they're not going to start here. This box set is being aimed at fans who've already got everything. This has been marketed as being like this is the be and all and end all, everything to do with Dr. Feelgood Motley Crue. This is going to be the best bit of memorabilia product by Motley Crue you've ever owned. Is it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Have I been unfair? What I'm trying to do here is be fair so that in 2025 we get things that have the wow factor and don't see the person at the other end as being, I'm sure I bet they'll love that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Remember, music is the healer and the doctor. Become a Patron or YouTube member and get to join the private WhatsApp group, which is full of collectors from around the world, the private Facebook group. We have merch. We have a twice monthly virtual meetup where we talk to each other from around the world. And again, there's so much going on at Now Spinning magazine. Check out the website at nowspinning.co.uk. Plus, the podcast is on every podcast platform you can think of. And wherever there is a social media platform, so are we. Take care, keep spinning those discs, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon.